Now you're ready to solve equations without a visual. Let's look at some general steps. To start, look at what's done to the x, or whatever letter they're using. Remember, our goal is to get the x by itself. So whatever's done to the x, we need to undo it. So we're going to do the opposite. If some number is added to x, we subtract that number. That makes a zero pair. If a number is subtracted from x, we add that number. Remember, in order to stay balanced, we have to do the same thing to the left and the right side of the equal sign. Also, get in the habit of showing your work. Showing your work right now might seem kind of silly. You might be able to do these in your head, and that's great. But one goal of this assignment is to help you learn the general steps. Eventually, the problems are going to be harder, and you can't do them in your head. So even if things are obvious, write down your steps as you work. Let's solve a couple problems. Our first problem says x plus 8 equals 10. I want to get x by itself. I look at what's done to 8, or to x. Right now, 8 is added to x. I need to get rid of that 8. I'm going to subtract 8. Subtracting 8 gives me a zero pair on the left. This is a balanced equal sign. Whatever I do on the left, I also need to do on the right. So on the left, 8 minus 8 makes my zero pair. So I have x equals, then on the right, 10 minus 8 equals 2. I also encourage you to check your answer. So our answer is x equals 2. In order to check that, I'm going back to the original problem. The original problem said x plus 8 equals 10. We found out that x equals 2. Let's check if this is true. So in the equation, instead of x, I'm now putting 2, and I'm leaving everything else the same. 2 plus 8 equals 10. I have to check, is that true? 2 plus 8? Yep, 2 plus 8 is 10. The statement is true, so my answer is right. Let's try again. A minus 7 equals 5. It doesn't matter that I have a different letter. The goal is still to get the variable or letter by itself. Right now, A has 7 subtracted from it. I'm going to do the opposite. I can get rid of subtracting 7 by adding 7. If I add 7 to the left, I also need to add 7 to the right. That will keep me balanced. Minus 7 plus 7 makes my zero pair. Leaves me with A equals, on the right, I have 5 plus 7. 5 plus 7 is 12. So A equals 12. Let's check it. I go back to my original equation. It said A minus 7 equals 5. Instead of A, we're going to put in our answer of 12. Keep everything else the same. 12 minus 7 equals 5. Let's make sure that that's true. 12 minus 7? 12 minus 7 is 5. So my answer of A equals 12 is correct.